Hi everyone, my name is Faith and welcome back to Sincerely Faith and Family. I just wanted to do a brief video or chat with you about homeschooling because I'm getting a lot of questions from friends and friends of friends. So I'm hoping that this video can help. You want to homeschool? Now what? What do you do? So the first thing, and this is going to be kind of maybe 10-ish steps, but the first thing you need to do is definitely figure out your state laws and your state rules so you can abide by them. You can look that up probably on your state website, and you can check out hslda.org for more information on that and how to withdraw your child and the proper way to formulate a notice of intent, or if there is one that you have to use. So definitely do your work and your research on abiding by the laws in your individual state. So once you get the hang of it, though, it's not very, very difficult. All right, number 2, breathe. Breathe, and if you are the praying type of person, pray. Seriously, breathe. This is overwhelming. We are in the middle of a pandemic, for starters, and homeschooling is such a different way of thinking about life and thinking about education. So just breathe. Seriously, take deep breaths. And try your best not to live and sit in your overwhelming thoughts when it comes to homeschooling your kids, especially if this is what you decide to do. Third, what is your why? The reason I'm asking you what is your why is because your why will be why you continue to homeschool. Your why will be the thing that kind of pulls you back down when you're starting to stress over gaps that your child might have from teaching a certain curriculum too long, and you want to hit all of the points, but you just can't possibly do that. So what is your why? What is going to keep you coming back to homeschooling if this is what you want to do for the long term? Right now, one of our whys is time, and I think I talked about that in a previous video. I love the time that I have with my 3 little besties, and I'm so grateful. Come on, baby. I'm so grateful for time with them. I also want to raise lifelong learners, and I want us to be able to share and learn together in faith and truth and light. I want us to, share light throughout the world, and I feel like homeschooling is just one of those vehicles that I can use with my children in order to do that with them. I hope that makes sense. And love, oh my goodness, the love that I get to share with them and all the hugs. And I don't know if you can see her, but my youngest is over here just laying on me, on my legs. So yes, love. Fourth, what to do after you figure out the laws. Now, sometimes my brain is all over the place, so some of these are in order and some of them are just tips that you can follow however you want to follow them. But keep it simple. Honestly, keep it simple. Consider not falling right into a rigid homeschooling routine right when you get started. Take some time to get to know each other differently. Really sit with your child, play with your child, go outside with your child, read the books that your child wants to read, study the topics that your kids want to study. For example, when we first started homeschooling, my oldest, who still is like this, she loves and loved animals. So we jumped on that. We looked up YouTube videos. We read books about her animals. We brought out the animal encyclopedias. She wrote about them. She spoke or did speeches about them. There was a lot of science, of course, when talking about animals. So we ended up hitting reading and writing right there, talking about, talking about animals. So really learn organically with your child, and if you need a little bit more structure, just read a book. Read a book and talk about it. Okay, 5th, focus. Now this kind of goes with the 4th reason. I don't remember where I heard this, but I heard this on the beginning of our homeschooling journey, and it was kind of life-changing. I could be a little dramatic, but it was kind of life-changing. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Focus on those 3 things because it really covers, especially early elementary school children, or maybe even 4th and 5th grade. It covers a lot. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. And as you do that a while, you start to add in more history, you add in more science, you add in all of those extracurricular type things. 6, notice what is working and notice what is not working. After doing some research and picking a curriculum or not, depending on how you and your family have decided to learn, research different styles of homeschooling and pay attention to what really works with you guys. Also keep in mind, this can be fluid. This can change from season to season. For example, we can be traditional when it comes to math oftentimes. Other times we hit these traditional seasons where we're like, oh yeah, we are really into this curriculum. We're doing the next lesson every single day and it's going great and we're learning. Sometimes we fall into a more, okay, we're going to unschool today, or we're unschooling this month, and just really learning what we want to learn and whatever. It's kind of child-led learning. So maybe that really is something you want to do more full time. We are definitely eclectic homeschoolers here, where we pull from all different schools of thought on homeschooling. So maybe you're more classical. Maybe you're more Charlotte Mason, where you really love books. We love books too. So whatever you choose to do and whatever works for you and your child is a good way to homeschool. No one has the right way. As long as you're being patient and loving, that can bring you a long way on your homeschooling journey. Okay, 7th, and I hope that's the right number. 7th, don't be afraid to modify or ditch your curriculum. Honestly, do not be afraid to do this. We use several different curricula, and I don't know, except for some of our math, I don't think we have used any of our curricula straightforward and straight how they suggest using it. Use your curricula more as a tool to navigate your homeschooling journey instead of just being, blocked out, or how do I say, instead of just being stuck on the instructions that the curriculum gives you. See where learning takes you. Even in a more rigid curriculum, there's wiggle room for you to go and explore. So I just want to tell you that. And if something is just not working, get rid of it. I don't like wasting money, so I will usually try to find a way to use parts of that curriculum and make it work for us. Okay, 8th, find your rhythm. What's your schedule? I wouldn't worry about this too much in the beginning unless you just really, really, really need some structure to try to figure out this homeschooling thing. But find what works for you. We do what's next. So usually I'm able to look at their curriculum that I've chosen for that season of homeschooling, and I'm able to tell them, okay, you're responsible for these next 4 lessons for this week. So you do what's next until we do something else. And I know that can sound a little weird. So in the beginning, we were probably a little more like, okay, and even still now, math is every day, usually. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we would sometimes just do history and science on Tuesdays and Thursdays, including math though. And Mondays and Wednesdays, we focus more heavily on grammar and reading and writing. We do typically at least have independent reading time on a daily basis, but that's a more rigid schedule, and that could work for you. I have never been one to say, okay, math block is 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. That just did not work for me, and it did not work for my kids. So we needed the room that if we went over that block, it wasn't going to like ruin our day. So I hope that I explained that. I probably should do a separate video on that. Okay, 9th. Now what do you notice? Honestly, like what sticks out to you after you've homeschooled for a little bit? What did you figure out? You know, pay attention to your own journey. What did you figure out? What schedules didn't work? What books really didn't work? Just, you know, really pay attention and be mindful of your experience. What topics did you really discuss with your kids, especially if your kids are a little bit older? What topics did you guys just thrive and learn together on? For us right now, it's history. We really value a truthful, multi-perspective history. And that has been something that we have just been able to kind of cover different fields, or if you will, fields in homeschooling, where we're reading about history, we're watching, and we are reporting on it, we're writing on it, we are speaking on it and doing speeches, we are writing poetry on certain things in history, and it has been an incredible journey thus far. Okay, 10th, be okay with change. I hate change. I'm just gonna say it. I've gotten better since I have started homeschooling, but be okay with change, because unfortunately some things are just not going to work, and some things will only work for 2 years, and then you realize, okay, this is not working. So be okay with change. Ask lots of open-ended questions to your kids. Let them be a partner on their learning journey. Honestly, really, even with my youngest Hope, who is right in here, I can ask her, what do you like to learn? And she can, Hope, what do you like to learn?
I like to learn work.
Can you come up here? What kind of work?
The fox works and the tracing.
Tracing, okay. Okay. Okay, so.
And other work.
Oh, and other work. So I can take that response and we can do her fox work, which is actually a book with a fox on it. It's got all kinds of preschool and kindergarten stuff in it.
There's 2 fox schools.
Yes, she has. That's right. You do have 2 books with foxes on it, don't you? But I can ask her, and she seems to value and pay more attention when she gets to do something that she picked to do, okay? So really be a partner with your children. Also, don't be afraid to push them the right way. So if you know for sure that your child can grow more in math or science, then give them those books, like, and see what they like, what catches their interest. Like, just, you know, buy that science encyclopedia and let them just go through it and pick something. Or find those fun topics on YouTube and let them watch and, you know, maybe grow an interest of some things that they didn't know that they liked. So don't be afraid to push certain things like that on your kids, but don't be pushy, if you get my drift. Anyways, I know that was a lot. I'm a very long-winded person, so I really hope that was helpful. But again, breathe. Honestly, breathe and take it one day at a time. This can be a minimalist journey, where you just kind of, you know, start off with the very basics, and you can add a little bit here and there, and you don't even have to worry about a lot of books if that is what works for you and your family. Honestly, this journey can look so different when you compare homeschool family to homeschool family. So I really invite you along our journey to see if you can find some things that work for you, or maybe you can look at some things that we're doing and say that would not work for you. Nonetheless, we enjoy homeschooling, and if you are in this for the long run, we hope that you enjoy it too. So I think that's it. Is that it? All right. I pray and hope that you exist and thrive in whatever your purpose is here. And blessings and peace, love, and light on your homeschooling journey. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Can we do my work?